Maybe you haven't noticed, or perhaps you're at one right now, but breweries are popping up everywhere. Beer is a major commodity in the US, both for imports and exports, and the small batch market has exploded over the past decade. This not only includes IPAs, sours, milk stouts, Mexican lagers, and my favorite, Hefeweizens, but also non-alcoholic brews as well. And with all these new varieties comes increased demand for hops, the primary ingredient in most beers. Man, all this beer talk is making me thirsty. Is it happy hour yet? Today we're traveling to Corvallis, Oregon to meet with ARS research geneticist John Henning. Here at the Forage Seed and Cereal Research Unit, John and his team recently released 2 new hop varieties, Vista and Triumph.
They both play really well with other hops in a brew, particularly Vista. A lot of the brewers that I've spoken to have tried it in their mixtures of pre-existing brews that they do, and it is really flavor added. It doesn't seem to conflict with, your Citras or Mosaic or anything like that. It tends to add more to the flavor to what was previously given. But at the same time, they're both very unique hops. Triumph with its real bazooka bubblegum flavor that's pretty unique in the whole market realm. And then Vista with its real strong citrus, melon, pear, fruit, tropical fruit flavors. They're both new and unique. That's why I think they're going to be both pretty successful.
John and his team have developed and released 11 hop varieties, including the popular Mount Rainier, a mild hop with a nice aroma and is European in its noble hop flavor. It's also a higher yielding line, which is a big ask from the brewers.
A lot of times some of these really prized hop varieties are not real high yielding as well. And so the brewers have to pay a higher amount in order to make it worth the growers' efforts to grow those things. So it is a massive issue for brewers.
Yield is important, but let's face it, taste matters, and so does aroma and finishing qualities that beer drinkers savor in their favorite brews. John works closely with brewers, often conducting what he calls rub and sniff analysis to help determine which hops have the most potential. They also discuss other factors, including yield, disease resistance, and whether the hops are easy to pick.
My heart is kind of with the grower, and so I'm pretty concerned about yield, disease resistance. If a grower doesn't have to be spraying all the time with pesticides because there's natural resistance, then that's better for everyone all around. I'm looking for how well that hop will pick in a harvest picker. A lot of times hop varieties can do what we call shatter, where it gets to the picker and then the hop cone explodes and you have no hop cones at the end of that.
I happened to be talking with a friend about this episode, over a beer of course, and he asked me a good question. Why is ARS, an agricultural research agency, developing hop varieties for brewers?
There is actually a very strong demand by the brewery industry for public hops. Part of that is with private hops, there's some restrictions in places of where they can be grown and who can grow them. With public hops, anybody can grow them. Any brewer can buy them. There's no royalties associated with them. So typically the price is going to be a little bit less than what they would have to pay for a proprietary hop variety. When the USDA releases it, it's free for anyone to grow anywhere they want and to sell it to whomever they want.
By working closely with brewers, John is able to gain immediate feedback on his new hop candidates, and some are even willing to trial them in their fields. This collaboration has enabled John and his team to cut the time it takes to bring a new hop variety to market in half. After releasing Vista and Triumph, John notes that 5 more varieties are on the horizon. Working at ARS and developing new hop varieties for brewers? It's not a bad gig if you can get it. I asked John what he loves most about his job.
My favorite is harvest. Harvest is awesome. It's hard work. You're just busting the whole time and getting things done. They're long days. It's hot, but there's no better time than that for my job.
I'll certainly cheers to that.